राम राम हरे हरे। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्योर्मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्। तव करकमलवरे नखा अद्भुत शृङ्गार दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे। जय नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव नृसिंहदेव जय नृसिंहदेव जय अनंत देव जय अनंत देव अनंत देव जय अनंत देव। जय भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय गुरुदेव। निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल। सर्व विघ्न विनाशक नृसिंहदेव भगवान की जय। श्री अनंत देव भगवान की जय। भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रीला गुरु महाराज की जय। निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। ओम नमो भगवते नृसिंहाय ओम नमो भगवते नृसिंहाय ओम नमो भगवते नृसिंहाय। Very warm welcome to all you devotees on this auspicious Adivas ceremony of the Narasimha Chaturdashi festival, which is going to take place tomorrow. Adivas means that we dovetail or align our consciousness and we enter into that mood of celebrating the divine appearance day of Lord Sri Narasimhadev. Before I proceed further, since most of you are here, so I would like to just take a quick poll between the remaining verses. I think there are around 8 or 9 verses of chapter 2 and Narasimha Katha. Which one would you prefer? So those who want to hear Bhagavad Gita and not Narasimha Katha, please raise your hands. Anyone who wish to hear Bhagavad Gita and not Narasimha Katha?
Um, Prabhuji, I would like to hear Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, so you raise your hand, Prabhuji, so that I know that okay, so many devotees wish to hear Bhagavad Gita over Narasimha Katha. Or maybe let me do it other way around. All the devotees who wish to hear Narasimha Dev's pastimes, please raise your hands. Then we won't have time for Bhagavad Gita. So you accordingly raise your hands, please.
Or you can write down in the chat box also.
Yeah. If you do not know how to raise hand, then you can put it in the chat box. See, one of the two has to happen. So 12 of you are there. So right now for Narasimhadev's pastime, we have 3 devotees. Vikrant Prabhu, Seema Mataji, Aradhana Mataji. Okay. And so, okay, Mataji, please turn down your hands. Oh, there are 4 perhaps. Okay. So just turn down your hands, please. Yeah. Now the devotees who wish to hear Bhagavad Gita, please quickly raise your hands. Seems like neither Bhagavad Gita nor Narasimha Katha. So then what do you wish to hear?
You are writing in the chat box, Prabhuji. I'm also not able to find raise hand.
Okay. So Parinita Mataji, both Narasimha Katha, Bhagavad Gita, 1. Narasimha Katha, Jai Prabhu wishes to hear Bhagavad Gita. We are stuck. I don't have sufficient numbers. If I have, suppose 12, so I have 7 persons for either, I'll immediately take that. Currently, okay, everybody is writing now. Good. Narasimha Katha 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for Narasimha Katha, Bhagavad Gita 1, 2, 1 only. Okay. 2 for Bhagavad Gita, 5 for Narasimha Katha, 3 for Bhagavad Gita, 5 for Narasimha Katha. Requesting everyone to please write down immediately so that without spending any more time on this, we just straightway go. Both is not a choice. You'll have to pick one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1, 2, 3. Very close competition, I must say. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 for Bhagavad Gita. Narasimha Katha is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. All right. Oh.
Prabhuji, can we take 1 or 2 shloka of Gita and after that Narasimha Katha, is it possible? No.
No, I'm okay. It's just that, the idea was to do justice to one of them properly. So never mind. Let us go to Bhagavad Gita and we'll try and hear and finish our chapter 2. And towards the end, I will not be getting into the glorification part, but I'll tell you some simple tips as how to observe the appearance day of Lord Narasimha for tomorrow. I think that way it would be good. Let us start reading from verse number 65. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani rasyopajayate prasanna chetaso hayashu buddhihi paryavatishthate. Translation. For one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. We will need the purport for this, Mataji. Devotees must know the threefold miseries which are being mentioned here. So please take to the purport. We'll read that purport here. So just for the background purpose or to make you recall, one who strives to get his intelligence situated, sthita prajna. Sthit means stable or situated. Prajna means intelligence. So one whose intelligence is situated, such a person gets these benefits. So one who is thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, which means he is not dependent on any other form of satisfaction. The threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. Mataji, can we go to the purport, please?
Prabhuji, in this verse, no purport.
Oh, no purport. Wonderful. Okay. So the threefold miseries are as follows. They are Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, and Adhyatmik. You may wish to write them down. So Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, and Adhyatmik. When one living entity suffers due to the activities of other living entities, then those troubles fall under the category of Adi Bhautik Klesha. Klesh means distress, and Adi Bhautik Klesh means distress born out of the pain given by the living entities to each other, whether it is a pain of separation or it's a pain of anger, greed, lust, or any other form. But when we suffer these miseries, it is very painful for us. Adi Daivik are the miseries which are due to the influence of demigods when they supply us the reaction of our karma. So flood, drought, tsunami, earthquake, various types of constellation occurrences, all of these which cause various types of ailments and disaster and distress, that falls under the category of Adi Daivik. And then the third stress is called Adhyatmik Klesh. Here you have every facility, but you are dissatisfied continuously and you do not know the source of your dissatisfaction. So the mind is not happy, the circumstances around you are okay. So the distress born out of mind will fall under Adhyatmik. Distress born out of influence of demigods as they award us the reaction of our own karmic activities will fall, such as flood and so on and so forth, will fall under Adi Daivik. And Adi Bhautik distress is the one that is caused by living entities to each other. Now, when the Lord says that thus satisfied in one's Krishna consciousness, one is thus, for one thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, the threefold miseries of material existence exist no longer. They may occur, but they can't affect. That is how it is to be understood. When you are flooded, you may get inconvenienced, but you won't feel helpless. Why is that? The class begins now. Huh? What kind of an explanation is that? That I may feel inconvenienced, but I won't feel miserable. Why? How? For thus situated or satisfied in Krishna consciousness, when you know that you are residing inside the body, tasya prajna pratisthita, that person's intelligence is genuinely established or situated. What do we mean? We have been using this word now almost for 3 weeks. That when he wakes up, he knows that due to his influence, the body has woken up. Due to his influence, the body will now move. When the body becomes useless, he will step out of the body. And he is firmly convinced that every time the body will be slain, he will remain unhurt. He will again take a new body. Even I'm not even talking about liberation. I'm not even talking Krishna Prem. Just fixing this thought in your intelligence that I cannot be killed. This is actually an extension of Sankhya Yoga. From verse number 11 till verse number 30 was Sankhya Yoga in theory. But right after Buddhi Yoga, when Arjuna asks, Ka bhasha, isthita prajna ka bhasha, how does he speak? How does he sit and move? Then onwards, this is like a practical demonstration that, okay, if that kind of an intelligence is there, then that person never feels bewildered. Devotees, this is difficult, huh? But this is supreme form of, I wouldn't use the word supreme. The supreme form of truth would be that Krishna is the controller. We are his part and parcel. Service to Krishna is the supreme siddhi, or the supreme perfection of life. Knowing yourself to be soul and not this body is at the third level. That's why Krishna would give categories: confidential, more confidential, and most confidential. So when he would say most confidential, then he will say Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakta Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. And then he would also go on to say Sarvadharman Parityajam Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. But that's most confidential. But anyways, I just wanted to give you the category that self-realization is at level 3. Paramatma realization is level 2. And God realization is level 1. But right now, this level 3, if you realize, you immediately experience the cessation of the threefold miseries. But how does that happen? We are looking at practical example, or at least explanation. That when there is flood and corpses are floating around you, there are cadavers, and you're just experiencing inconvenience. But the following thoughts wouldn't occur to you. Number 1, what if I die? Now I will die. I should not die. I don't want to die. Because If you think I want to die or I don't want to die, then your intelligence is not fixed. It is still body conscious. It is still considers body as the self. Therefore, it is not. And it's, if you think merely by me telling you and you hearing it out, it won't make much difference. It barely does. Like 0.000000000 go on for 20 minutes and then add one. Only that much. Only that much intelligence gets facilitated. Not much. It's due to mercy of Vaishnavas. Mercy of Vaishnavas, you get holy names. You get Guru. Mercy of Guru gives you mantra. And then mercy of mantra, gradually, shane, as you take shelter of the mantra, and it takes you out. Then that intelligence automatically becomes situated. But we are not going there today. Today our focus area is that how does the threefold miseries cease to exist? And every time you must come to this, what does he think when he experiences inconvenience? If he is thinking future, if he is thinking past, then his intelligence is not situated. Because for soul, na jayate vamriyate kadachin. It has never taken birth, it won't ever die. So when you talk, when you understand it's the present, people think, in this manner I'm explaining. People think that you become stout, you become aloof to pain and pleasure because they are not blessed with the mercy of a devotee. So they can't understand who is Asthita Prajna. Asthita Prajna is a stage where a person is 100% non-body conscious, though residing inside the body. How it is attained is not the topic for today. But what it is like is the topic. When he is suffering cancer, then he is simply happy that this useless body is not a good mode to serve Krishna. So I'm going to, either the Lord will bless me with Krishna Prem. If that doesn't happen, I'm praying to the Lord that he blesses me with the house of devotee where I can take birth and I be surrounded with people who are Krishna conscious. And then patiently he spends time in that withering body for the Lord to bless him with the change of body. Sthita Prajna. Thus satisfied in Krishna consciousness, not looking for other alternatives. So what would be the symptom? He will assess all the options he has of recovery. And if he sees that, these piecemeal efforts are not going to make any difference except elongating his lifespan, while his energy levels would be severely low to perform any service, any bhakti, then he refuses. Then he says, now let me peacefully die. And for him, when he uses the word, let me peacefully die, he still knows that the body will die. And he will move on to the next body, which is certainly going to be a new body. If you can extend this line of thought from one lifespan to multiple lifespans, imagine the kind of lightheartedness which you would feel right now I am desiring, I am getting reactions of my own desires. If I change desires, things change around me. Knowing this logic, if I know that I cannot die, then I should know what to desire and ultimately get out of this cycle of birth and death. Why should I be forced to die, or why should I be forced to take a new body when it's not my nature? So, for such a person, if somebody troubles him, he's cheated by someone, he knows that he can ask the other person not to cheat. But then beyond that, he does not get affected, because what got cheated was the body, nothing else. It doesn't mean he doesn't try. It doesn't mean he does not escalate. It doesn't mean he doesn't stand up for dharma. But knowing all of this, like Bhishma Pitama, he does his duty. So, that's how you should understand Sthit Prajna. For him, if there are times when his mind is throwing thoughts of depression, loneliness, fear, he fully knows that it is an organ and it is his own set of thoughts in his chitta. So for half an hour, 3 hours, 2 hours, these various thoughts would keep on popping up, and on their own, without any effort, extra endeavor, those thoughts would disappear also. Some might take a few days, some might take a few weeks, some might keep popping up for years, but ultimately, if you don't pay attention to them, nothing, they become powerless. It is we who make them strong because we identify ourselves with them. मेरा बेटा आ रहा है, मैं पूरे घर को सजा दूंगी. रास्ते में पता लगा मेरे बेटे को गोली लग गई, मेरा बेटा खत्म हो गया. ये गड़बड़ हो जाएगी. फिर वो जितना पेंडुलम पॉजिटिव में गया है, अफेक्शन में या आसक्ति में गया है, पेंडुलम एग्जैक्टली उतना ही नेगेटिव में जाएगा. उस आसक्ति जनित जो शोक होगा वो उधर भी उतना ही जाएगा. बिकॉज संसार है, या बराबर सार निकलता है चीज का. सो दैट्स हाउ इट इज टू बी अंडरस्टूड. But one who knows, considers oneself as the soul and not the body, for him, no worries. In such satisfied consciousness, one's intelligence is soon well established. I am feeling very joyful reading such assurances, and these are factual assurances. Soon well established. Like today, if I think X person is my father, then I act in that relationship. I become used to of father, father becomes used to of me, and then some horrible incident occurs, and we are separated, and then we suffer. We suffer because we identify ourselves as bodies. That's the cause of suffering. So that person's prajna, intelligence, is not situated. He is not sthita prajna. Can you achieve it today? No, you can't. But at least you should understand it today, that what it is. Give me one moment, I need to drink some water. Thank you very much. So this is the result which occurs when somebody gets situated in proper consciousness. And that is, I am not this body. The result of that kind of a thinking. So you have to do it minute by minute, second by second. On every occurrence, when you look at a rasgulla or an ice cream or just a plain dal, and it can't be achieved. It has to wait for Guru's mercy, Vaishnav's mercy, followed by that would be mercy of the name and Shastra, and then one gets situated. Let's move to the next verse, verse number 66. Nasti buddhirayuktasya na chayuktasya bhavana na cha abhavayatah shantir ashantasya kutha sukham. One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? Shantirayuktasya kutha sukham. When there is no peace, there is no pleasure. But it is for whom? One who is not connected with the Supreme. I am the part and parcel of Lord. He is Sachidanand Ghan. I am Sachidanand. I am a part of Him. He doesn't die. I don't die. But He doesn't fall down. I fall down. So I need to acquire that place from where I don't fall down. And that is steady mind. What is a steady mind? You will get many provocations for your mind to enjoy variety of things. So if you don't fix your identity as soul, then you would want to enjoy various types of body forms. And in one body also you would like to enjoy as a friend, as a husband, as a son, as a daughter, as an uncle, as an aunt, as a nephew, as a niece, as a grandfather, as a grandmother, as a colleague, as a player, as a politician, everything. Multi-branched intelligence. No concept of Ekahu Kurunandana. Steady mind means one who knows that one is not this body. That person has a steady mind. His thoughts don't change. Then he acquires peace. And therefore he becomes happy. So far, whatever you have read is revolving around the concept of Isthita Prajna and his characteristics. So I have been going back and forth. Sometimes I would say these are the characteristics. And sometimes I would say because he does not change his thought that I am soul, I'm not this body. He gets situated in that thought, his mind becomes steady and his intelligence becomes transcendental. And therefore he does not experience the threefold miseries, though they occur to him. He gets cheated, he gets beaten up, he gets fever, he gets, killed due to earthquake, drought, anything. His mind also, goes through oscillations, but he brings it back. I'm again requesting most of you who would be tempted to practice it without the assistance of Bhakti Yoga. If you try to practice it without, Bhakti Yoga, you will be frustrated. Initially, you might feel that you are succeeding, but very soon you will get to experience that you're fooling yourself. It's a very miraculous and secretive thing, very confidential. So just know that today I have told you about the peak of Himalaya, but the art of reaching that peak has not been touched. So just because the peak is very, very, lucrative and attractive, just don't go, just don't get carried away. And now I know I need to go there, so I will start on my own. This is the siddhi that we need to achieve. How it would come, we have a process to do that. But yes, we need to go there. Automatically, it will occur to all of us. Let's move to the next verse. Indriyani hi yastam yat यन्मनो अनुविधीयते तदस्य हरति प्रज्ञां वायुर्नावमिवाम्भसि. Translation: as a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence. From here on, Krishna will talk about physical senses, mind, intelligence, ego, and soul. And these are last 4 verses. And the reason behind that is he is now talking, these are symptoms of people with unsteady mind. So unsteady mind would waver. So if you focus on object of one sense, so say for example, you got to see, you stepped out for an evening stroll and you got to see your favorite heroine or favorite actress. Now, one sense, which is eyes. So here Krishna is talking about that. Even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses. Hey, Deepika Padukone. And then the eyes go there. So roaming senses. And mind focuses on it. Then what happens? Can carry away a man's intelligence. Then he would forget that he is not this body, he is the soul. But Krishna is giving the example as the strong wind sweeps the boat, which is otherwise floating. He just takes it with a lot of velocity. Similarly, जिसे कहते हैं ना, खींचता चला जाता है, जाना होता है और कहीं तेरी और चला आता, तेरे चेहरे में वो जादू है नौलत. Your mind focused on your eyes focused on the babe, gone, revolve. And it's not that it doesn't happen, it happens, it occurs to everyone. Some win immediately, not everyone, it occurs to most. Some win immediately, many try and win over, most lose. हाँ तो क्या हो जाएगा, एक बार देख लेंगे तो impression will get accumulated. So if you are habitual of looking at something which you like very much, say 7 times a week, then come down to 6 times a week. After an year, go to 5. This way, in 7 years, leave it gradually, shane shane. By then, you would have chanted sufficiently. So your focus, mind's focus would be on transcendental happiness. So this is the power of the roaming senses. If you place rasgulla or an ice cream in front of you on a dining table, then you're fooling around basically, because it's not long enough and you would eventually get down to eating it, one scoop after another, because the mind is focusing on one sense, which is tongue, and tongue is salivating. So you'd want to go there. Next verse, please. तस्मादस्य महाबाहो Nigrahirtani sarvashah indriyani indriyarthebhyas tasya prajna pratishtita. Beautiful line. The third line is particularly very beautiful. Therefore, O mighty armed Arjun, one whose senses are restrained from their objects is certainly of a steady intelligence. Indriyarthe, sorry, huh? Yeah. Indriyani indriyarthe abhyastasya, which means let the senses be there and let the sense objects also be there. Both of them can be there. But nigraha, you pull back, which means you don't focus. It's like, what can a rasgulla do to a blind person when he can't see? Because his mind is not focusing there. The mind has to focus. Children have underdeveloped mind. Therefore, they can't register the activities that take place in the house. They have underdeveloped mind. Once the mind will be developed, mind would focus. So nigraha, you have to restrain. And the best way to restrain is focus the mind on something else. And amongst those best ways, the best of the best ways is redirect the mind on hearing the holy names. Time and again, time and again. That is like emptying the mud and refilling the pit with the pure water. Not just emptying. People think restraint alone would give you. It can give you frustration. It can give you suppression of desire. And then fasting, feasting mode also. You will suppress your desires, and one very soon, as it happens in the case of most of the diet programs, they do heavy suppression, repression of the desires, and then they go for feasting. And this way they hurt their metabolism all the more. So indriyani indriyarthebhyas. These are senses. They are supposed to get attracted. But the mind is not focusing on the sense, and that's it. There is a Hindi poet who wrote this couplet. तू जो ख्वाबों में भी आ जाए तो मेला कर दे, गम के मरुस्थल में भी बरसात का रेला कर दे, याद वो है ही नहीं आए जो तन्हाई में, तू जो आए तेरी याद आए तो मेले में अकेला कर दे. This last line of मेले में अकेला कर दे is how devotees live. They miss Krishna tremendously. They miss devotees tremendously. And they live in offices. वो ऑफिस मेला है. And this author is saying, याद वो है ही नहीं आए जो तन्हाई में. It's not that only when you are in front of the deities. तेरी याद आए तो मेले में अकेला कर दे. I'm surrounded with people and I'm missing you terribly. Lord Chaitanya gives this example. That how a devotee feels like a wife who cheats on the husband. She does all the household activities, but constantly thinks of her lover. Mind is focusing. The whole game is, where is the mind focusing? Ramanand Rai, glorious servant of Lord Chaitanya. He had such tremendous purity. Mahaprabhu, a sannyasi who would not even look at a female. And even if he has to address females, would be kilometers away, 1.5 kilometers. That Mahaprabhu would tell everyone to be very, very cautious with women. He had a servant, and it was one of the two finest servants, Swarup Damodar and Ramanand Rai. And Ramanand Rai would bathe the Jagannath dasis and would decorate them for them to be enjoyed by Jagannath via various forms of dances and songs. Unimaginable purity. Mahaprabhu says, I can't do that. He can do it. Because the mind is focusing on something else. The mind is so overwhelmed by service to the Lord. You don't have to try it. I don't have to try it. We are safe. Don't worry. But I'm just giving you the example that the whole game is where the mind is focusing. You are at your home, perfectly all right. Everything is good. But you are worried that whether you're going to get a promotion this time or not. Since the mind is focusing on promotion, the air conditioning, the comfortable bed, the wonderful family members, none of them, everything would cease to give you joy. Everything instantly, because the mind is focusing somewhere else. But one who has got a steady mind, who doesn't run to senses to get pleasure, because one who doesn't identify with body will not identify with senses either. And if he ever does, he would say, these senses are to be utilized in the service of the Lord. And I know these are all Puritan statements, ideal statements. But by discussing ideal statements, we get a bit closer to ideal life. We will never be there, but we can be close. A little closer. And that's very nice. That's very purifying. Many problems of future automatically get solved when you go close to ideal behavior. So one should therefore listen to Bhagavad Gita again and again and again. Tasmadasya Mahabaho, Nigrahir. You have to restrain. And I just told you the art of restraining is by redirecting the focus of the mind, not by sitting tight. Oh, I don't have to think about sweets. I don't have to think about sweets. Where are the sweets? No, 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 don't. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Gone. But if you think that, let me chant loud enough and hear. And if I can't hear alone, I'll go to a devotee, or I'll open the book and read out loud. These are all techniques of redirecting the mind. And then the focus of the mind would change. Sometimes due to strong samskar, the mind will focus on lust, anger, greed, this, that, fear, all of that. Just know that it is a strong, thick samskar I have cultivated lifetime after lifetime. So let it happen. I'm not going to pay attention. It came, fine. I'm not going to entertain it. किसी ने दरवाजा बजाया होगा, मैंने सुना, हाँ सुना, पर मैं दरवाजा खोलूंगा नहीं. So how do I do that? Then I will, listen to louder music than the knock at the door. Though I know somebody is knocking at the door. Then that person will leave. He'll say, he might think that nobody is there in the house. And then he'll come back after 2 hours. You still listen to the loud music. Because you don't want your mind to focus. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. If the mind focuses, you are gone, I am gone. Sangateshu upajayate. Sangasteshu. Sangat sanjayate kama. Kamat krodha vijayate. Then gone. Let's move to the next verse. या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्यां जागृति संयमी यस्यां जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनः. Translation. What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-control, and the time of awakening for all beings is night for the introspective sage. It causes confusion to many people because it has two different meanings. One is literal, another is figurative. And frankly speaking, literal and figurative somewhere go and merge also. People who want sense enjoyment, you can understand it through modes. The best sense enjoyment happens in mode of ignorance. As they say, ignorance is bliss. So people want to enjoy. So best time, evening. Just evening? No, late evening. Yeah. How long? 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, till then. Okay, so what should the one who wants to cultivate Shuddha Sattva or pure goodness, what should he do? He should sleep. All right. So what is the time of sleep? For sadhu is the time of enjoying for the asadhu. And when sadhu wakes up, they go to sleep. What is night for all beings is the time of awakening for the self-controlled. So he wakes up 2:30, 3:30, 4. The self-controlled, he decides amongst the three modes he chooses. By everyone is making a selection, but one who makes the selection with the help of intelligence is the right person. When you make selection basis getting attracted by ignorance without using your intelligence that it will give you disease and distress in future, then that pleasure is certainly there, but it's going to cost you. Okay, then what happens? The one who is not self-controlled would again want to begin his day with sense enjoyment. At that time, the sadhu will go to sleep. He won't be up. So what happens in between when both of them are up? Well, the sadhu is up and he's working to keep the body and soul together. The asadhu is also up and he's working to keep the body and soul together so that he can enjoy through this body. So the ignorance is continuing, and ignorance is similar to sleep. So the sadhu is awake and the asadhu is asleep. So with the help of this, what should we arrive at? Why is Krishna giving this example? Krishna is giving this example that more you are aligned with nature, more high goodness is there in you. And that is because you are self-controlled. There are all beings, but then there are self-controlled amongst all beings. This is the symptom of those controlled people, self-controlled people. Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutani. That which is night for all the beings. Tasyam Jagrati Samyami. At that time, the self-control is awakened or he arises. Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani. That time when everybody else is woken up. Sa Nisha Pashyato Mune. For the self-control, that's the night. अभी चिल्ला चोट करेंगे, म्यूजिक बजाएंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे, शराब पिएंगे, व्याभिचार करेंगे, जुआ खेलेंगे, पशु हत्या करेंगे, जो ना हो सकता वो कम है. सो जाओ, सो जाओ. जब वो थक के नशे में चूर होके सो जाते हैं, हम उठते हैं. सेल्फ कंट्रोल है हम. चलिए नेक्स्ट देखते हैं. लेट्स गो. आपूर्यमाणम् अचल प्रतिष्ठम समुद्रमाप pratishanti yadvat tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve sa shanti mapnoti na kama kami. Translation: a person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace, and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires. Bas ek baar aur. This is one last chance. Tomorrow morning onwards, no smoking, I promise. This is the last cigarette. It will never happen. They all have been compared with rivers, all these groups of thoughts. And the mind has been compared with ocean, which is ever filled but always still. ये क्या बात हुई? It's amazing. Ever filled but always still. because the whole game is that you cannot entertain the thought. If you entertain the thought, you will get reaction on the bodily level, subtle or physical. It will happen. But if you do not, look at the Sanskrit, you'll enjoy it more. Apurya, no, next. Mataji, scroll down. Yeah. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapah pravishanti yadvat. Like that, yadvat. Pravishanti, they enter. River like. In which? In the ocean like heart. And apuryamanam, it can't be filled. Though it is ever filled, but is always still. Tadvat kama yam pravishanti sarve. See, exactly like that. The lust or the thoughts, desires rather, they arise in everyone's heart. Sa shanti mapnoti na ka. Who will achieve peace? One who would not entertain these thoughts. बाहर गोलियां चल रही हैं, तो सीज फायर हो गया, पर बता रहा हूं. And you are tempted to step out and look at it from the balcony, and then you do a foolishness of capturing it on your camera and you fall off. You were trying to satisfy the desires. Excitement. Push. Finish. No. You will get peace when you don't entertain them. How much more candid Krishna needs to be. Entertain a material desire and get a material output. Don't entertain a material desire and don't get a material reaction. When there is no reaction, tasya prajna pratishtita, that person's intelligence is fixed. Let's move to the next one. Vihaya kamanya sarvan pumanshar pati nispraha nirmamo nirahankara shanti madigachyati. Again, who will get peace? A person who has given up all desires for sense gratification, who lives free from desires, who has given up all sense of proprietorship and is devoid of false ego, he alone can attain real peace. I need this at any cost. If I don't get it, I'll tell you, I won't be able to survive. Nirmamo, nirahankara. No sense of possession. When except the soul, there is nothing that is going to sustain or be permanent. Then if the body per se is not going to be there, what not to talk about the extension of the body, the possessions of the body, the house. Now see how Westerners talk and see how it cements their existing ignorance all the more and reinforces. This is my favorite color. This is my favorite dish. This is my favorite actor. And parents think, oh, he is so intelligent. His body consciousness is thickening. Jeev Jago, get up. One day he will have to unlearn all of that layer by layer. It will be so troublesome for him or her. My favorite, my favorite, my favorite. And all those favorite things are because the senses will go there. On the favorite actor, the eyes would go. On the favorite dish, the tongue would go. The favorite song, the ear would go. Then the mind can't be steady. It will be swept away due to the strong wind of desires. And the boat of life, will be awry and won't reach the destination. It will drown rather. So, sense of proprietorship. Maharaj Prithu used to rule the whole world. And he ruled as long as he wanted to rule. And then one day he decided. And he left everything to his children and went. After that, the children may fight amongst themselves, kill themselves. He doesn't care. He left. Message for all the grandfathers and the grandmothers to not be so worked up. Why is it not working for my poor child? Who are you? You have come here for 60, 70, 80 years. You will be transferred to the next body. Things can go more horrible. Please know who you are and go to your place rather than engaging in relationships which are definitely real but definitely temporary as well. Real but temporary, an intelligent person won't get into it. If you know that you will be asked to leave a house after 3 days, will you shift all your sofa set and double bed and everything in that house? No, you won't. That's why we don't carry much when we go in a train journey. So live like a train journey. Anytime my station will come, when my station comes, I'll get down. I'm not attached to A3, berth number 42, nothing. I don't care. Leave means leave. Let's go to the next and final verse of this chapter. एषा ब्राह्मी स्थिति पार्थ नयनां प्राप्य विमुह्यति स्थित्वास्यमन्तकाले अपि ब्रह्म निर्वाणं रिच्छति. Beautiful verse. This is the result. What happens in such consciousness? Let's read it. This is the way of the spiritual and godly life. Which is the way of spiritual and godly life? Steady mind. Knowing oneself to be the soul. And as a result of a steady mind, when the mind does not focus on the roaming senses, that's when one attains peace, and because of peace, one attains happiness. So, in such a state of consciousness, this is the way of spiritual and godly life, after attaining which a man is not bewildered. If one is thus situated, even at the hour of death, one can enter into the kingdom of God. I will be very quick on this one, that never give up devotional life, because as you are progressing, even at the hour of death, if you get situated in that consciousness, you will go. So don't think, no, now next life I can't make it in this. You don't know. You keep trying. So this way chapter 2 got over. Those of you who are going to celebrate Narasimha Chaturdashi, I request you to fast till dusk, and after that honor Ekadashi Prasad if possible, and of course chant your 16 rounds, but if possible, just for tomorrow, try doing it before Mangalarti. Then perform Mangalarti. After that, minimize all your work and activities if possible. Mothers especially, Prabhu's a request, because till 6 o'clock there's full fast. Those who cannot do the full fast, minimize. Go for fruits. If not fruits, go for khichdi and stick to that. Don't go further. And don't eat 2-3 times. Eat once if you can manage it. Try saying yourself that I will try and see how long I can stay hungry. And then stretch it. Maybe 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, if you reach, your mind will say, then might as well get credit of doing it whole day. So let's continue till 6 o'clock. Read from seventh canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, pastimes of Narasimhadev. Read about Prahlad Maharaj. Tomorrow, read more. Watch the Narasimha Chaturdashi festival Abhishek program. Either you can do it on mayapur.tv, or you can go to the nearby. If you're going to the nearby temple where you have a deity, then you go there. Don't watch it on mayapur.tv. But if you are away from the temple, if you can't reach there, or if your temple doesn't have the deity of Narasimhadev, then you can watch it on mayapur.tv and pray to the Lord to remove all obstacles that may come in your devotional life. Very happy upcoming Narasimha Chaturdashi to all of you. Thank you very much for being patient audience. Shri Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai, Shri Arjun ki jai, Srila Vyasadev ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Nitai Gaur Sitanath Premanande, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Happy Narasimha Chaturdashi to you also, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Vadrivishan Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, pranams. Thank you so much.
हरे कृष्णा. मैं टेम्पल का एड्रेस शेयर कर दूंगी. जिसको भी टेम्पल जाना है, टुमारो दे कैन गो. इवनिंग में प्रोग्राम होगा अभिषेक का.